At the moment when scientists turned on the camera installed in James's coffin, no one could have foreseen the shocking chain of events that would soon unfold. This story of betrayal, greed, and an unexpected turn of fate will touch the deepest strings of the human soul, making us ponder the boundaries between life and death, love and hate, forgiveness and revenge. Who could have anticipated that a conventional scientific investigation would culminate in the revelation of a meticulously orchestrated crime and the revival of an individual presumed deceased? James grew up in a family where success and wealth were the norm. His father, a renowned real estate magnate, had a passion for collecting ancient artifacts, many of which were acquired on the black market. James's mother, one of the country's best surgeons, instilled in her son a sense of compassion and a desire to help others. Despite his privileged position, James grew up modest and honest, striving to make the world a better place. Fate dealt its first blow when James turned 18. His mother died of cancer. A few years later, his father remarried, and James's life gained a stepmother and stepsister, Catherine. At first, he was cautious about the new family members, but their care and attention gradually melted the ice of distrust. Following in his father's footsteps, James achieved success in real estate and artifact collecting. However, happiness was short-lived. His father died after a brief illness, leaving James in a state of deep grief. During this difficult period, the support of his stepmother and Catherine proved invaluable. Returning to his hometown, James began using his fortune for the benefit of society. He financed school and road repairs, built a small hospital, helped the poor, and provided scholarships to talented children. The townspeople idolized the young philanthropist, blessing his name daily. But one morning, the town woke up to shocking news. James was found dead. Catherine, who discovered his lifeless body, immediately took her brother to the hospital. But doctors only confirmed the sad fact. The cause of death remained a mystery, and doctors suggested an autopsy. At the last moment, Catherine remembered James's heart problems and provided medical records confirming the diagnosis. She insisted on refusing the autopsy, arguing it was against her brother's beliefs about human dignity. James's body was placed in the morgue until the funeral arrangements were made. That same night, Catherine, wanting to honor her brother's memory, stumbled upon an article online about scientists studying bodies after death. She contacted them and offered to use James's body for scientific purposes, seeing it as a way to continue his desire to change the world for the better. The funeral took place the next day. The church was overflowing with mourners. Before burial, scientists installed a camera in the coffin capable of transmitting images to their computers for a year. The funeral ceremony was solemn and touching, leaving all present with eyes swollen from tears. On the evening of the same day, scientists eagerly awaited the first footage from the camera, and what they saw shocked them. Immediately making a copy of the recording, they rushed to the police, unable to believe what they had seen. The next day, Catherine was enjoying a glass of expensive tequila in her brother's house when she heard approaching police sirens. Nervous, she went out to meet the officers. Her behavior immediately seemed suspicious. She began talking about her rights and tried to prevent the police from entering the house, although they weren't even trying to do so. When the police informed her that she was suspected of being involved in her brother's death, Catherine turned pale and dropped her glass. Realizing that lying was useless, she confessed to her actions. It turned out that she had drugged James with sleeping pills to find valuable artifacts. Not finding them, she returned to her brother, but he was no longer breathing. Afraid of being accused of murder, Catherine fabricated a story about a sick heart and refused the autopsy. Just when Catherine thought things couldn't get worse, a very much alive and well James stepped out of the police car. Shock paralyzed her. She couldn't believe her eyes. It turned out that the scientists, upon seeing James trying to escape the coffin on the recording, immediately contacted the police. Together, they exhumed the body and found James alive. Later, it was revealed that James, who had been suspecting his stepsister for some time, had hidden the artifacts in a warehouse beforehand. Despite Catherine's pleas for forgiveness, he decided not to show mercy. Catherine stood trial and was sentenced to prison for attempted murder and fraud. This incredible story of betrayal, miraculous rescue, and the triumph of justice shocked the entire town. It made many people contemplate the value of family ties, the dangers of greed, and the unpredictability of fate. James, having survived such a horrifying experience, came to appreciate life even more and continued his charitable activities with doubled energy. James's decision to sue his stepsister caused mixed reactions in society. Some supported his pursuit of justice, while others called for forgiveness. But James himself was confident that he had done the right thing, protecting not only himself but also potential future victims of Catherine. This case became a subject of discussion not only in the town but far beyond its borders, raising questions about the boundaries of family loyalty, the price of greed, and the strength of the human spirit. James's story became a reminder that even in the darkest situations, there is room for miracles and justice.